Hey, hey, hey. How y'all doing? Now, I tell you, it is normally Talk to Tameka Tuesdays. And I don't know if you guys can hear this background noise or not, but I wasn't going to go live today because of the background noise. And also because I've just been uber busy. And um, so let me first make sure that you guys can hear me. So I see a couple of people on. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I got some stuff to talk about. Can y'all hear me okay? Because they're outside. Um, they are sandblasting the pool. So you might hear me go in and go out. So, okay, good. So that means y'all are here. And I'm going to tell y'all, Auntie is turned today. Okay? All right. So it is Talk to Tameka Tuesday. For those who are just meeting me for the first time and that kind of thing, guys, I am just off of a mastermind, so it normally takes me a day to regroup after a mastermind. Because of what a mastermind is, for those who haven't attended one with us, is I work with 4 to 5, up to 5 people, normally no more than 5, in a very I would just say, when they finished working, they were like, look, we went back to college. Like, we had homework, we had quizzes and stuff. Like, we weren't ready for that. So I'm taking business owners, and we're going to dive deep into whatever the subject matter is. So bravo to the ladies who survived that, because we went in deep into marketing and building. Before you can get even into marketing, you've got to build, certain things. And so what I like to tell people about that is, guys, a lot of people start businesses, start investing in real estate. And when you invest in real estate, you are truly, seriously, you have created another business, because your own personal portfolio of businesses still has to have accountants, still has to have customers, still has to have all of the things that any other business, requires. So you really are starting another business. And the problem with, even if it's your investment business or whatever business you started, you're a real estate agent, you have a cooking business, whatever it is, most people, most entrepreneurs skipped a lot of stairs before they went ahead and became a business, because the way we're set up, it allows us to do that. So you can really go get a real estate license, pass your exam, go get your LLC, get you some business cards, and you're in business. But don't forget that there are companies, and when done right, for example, do you think Coca-Cola comes with a new product without there being a team and of people and research that happens 6, 7 months, a year out before they release a product? They're not releasing a product overnight. So they're not going to just say, okay, well, I got this piece of tissue and now I'm going to turn it green and now I'm going to sell this piece of tissue. That's not how that happens. And so a lot of times when I'm diving in to a mastermind or something like that, what you are experiencing, or what people are experiencing when they come into that space, is, I have been in school for 20 plus years studying business. Gosh, I'm dating myself. Let me go back, because 49 I am. That ain't the new 20. So let me go back. I have been in school since I was 17 years old. So y'all do the math from there, studying business. Okay? I started college when I was 17. Business classes. I have a doctorate in business. In case people are wondering, why they call you Auntie Doc or whatever? I have a doctorate, I'll say it again, in business. So understand that when I go deep, or I'm going into business, or I can, do whatever, we doing a mastermind and we're talking about marketing, it's not your traditional here's a flyer, no, we have to go deep. You got to understand the personality. You got to know who your target market is. You have to know market segmentation, all that kind of stuff. That comes from, if you went to college and you had an instructor who was teaching marketing, and you know how you sometimes you'll go and that's a 6-month class. Guys, I am an adjunct professor and have been at many colleges. I just don't do it anymore because number one, the good thing I wasn't, because I sure would be stuck out in COVID. But my first adjunct professor job was when I was 22 years old in New York, if that tells you anything. So the dean of students came to me and said, we need you to teach. And I taught as an adjunct professor at Mercy College, coming from the classroom. So when I'm digging deep and I'm saying I'm a business coach, I'm that 7-figure coach, I'm not talking about somebody or comparing myself to somebody who just woke up one day, said they was going to, do a little something and now they a coach. No, 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 no. When it's time to pull out those credentials, let me reintroduce myself, okay? Because one thing, and there's little flippers on here, I just want you to know, between that announcement, that those changes with MLS and what they're doing, and my conversation that I was having with the little flipper, y'all have ignited something in me. Okay? Okay? So I just want y'all to know it's time to get going. I'm gone. And one of the things I was wanting to talk to you guys about is, and something the little flipper said to me that had triggered me to look at something a little different. And but I'll tie it back in the fact that I have to ask you guys, and I'm going to have you guys ask me, what is it you do? Because no one is going to shout, give praises, market your company, your brand better than you. And so I'll have to tell Lil Flipper, she said to me, and if she's on here, she said, I said something to her. She says, you know what? If you could something like be clearer about, what you do. And I'm going, you don't know what I do, is what I said to myself. Now, I don't know if she wrote it that way, but that's how I read it. And so that got me to thinking, like, you know what? I had the same conversation with some of the ladies in the mastermind about when you decide, for example, when you decide you're going to be an instructor, okay, hear me out, and you have a class coming out, and everybody on your timeline on Facebook don't know your class is coming out because you didn't post it, who fault is that? That's on you. Everybody on your timeline, everybody in your circle should know you have a class coming up. So I'm looking around now and I'm going, let me check my network, because my network got all kind of stuff they talking about. But you know what? They ain't tooting their own horns. They not showing off. And so I don't care what nobody say. Anybody who got a business and ain't got it out there and showing it off, you ain't got time to be a secret agent. Okay? You ain't got time. You ain't got time to be a secret agent, a secret entrepreneur, a secret CEO, or none of that. You know why? Because every time I turn on something, Coca-Cola is in front of me. Netflix is selling me something. Wendy's, everybody's on autopilot. Folks standing outside in Kansas City, right, in Lee Summit right now in my hometown, waiting online for a Whataburger. You kidding me? So everybody know when the Whataburger store is open, but folks don't know what your business is. So that got me to thinking, do people know what I do? Because the little flipper, the way it was posing the question, she just might. But I took it as, she don't know what I do. So I said, well, let me bring it to the groups and ask everybody here, does everybody in your circle know what you do? Write a couple of things down and then go ask a few people. Ask some folks on your timeline, What is it you think I do? And while we're here, just because we're here, what do y'all think I do? I think this will be fun, a fun exercise, because what I think I do, or what I know I do, and then maybe what I say I do, or what I demonstrate to others, or perhaps I'm not ringing that bell loud enough for all people to see. And then on top of that, I also thought about a couple other things. Am I not ringing some bells because I don't want certain people to know what I do? Because I tell you right now, there's a group of people, and when you guys start to build in and really narrow down what you're doing and your focus in business, there are a whole bunch of people you don't want to call your phone. I'll say that again. Your business is not for everyone. So there's some folks don't even need to dial your number. It's a waste of time. You weren't marketing or talking to them to begin with. And so one thing I did is I was like, I said, I gotta think on this because I am at heart a person that wants to help people, right? But I realize there are people who watch me and think that they're doing what I'm doing. So they never really level up because they only watch and see a certain part. Like they see what I put out there. Okay, that makes sense. So you see that for example, you see that I come on Tuesday. So somebody who says, "Hey, I want to be a coach or whatever," they say, "Well, I'm gonna come on Tuesdays," not realizing I am that person with that doctorate degree in marketing and business with all of that stuff back there. We ain't the same, bro. We not the same. So my stuff ain't gonna look like your stuff. You're not gonna have the same successes that I have just by looking at what I'm doing. It's two totally different things. What I'm putting out there may be some proprietary information that or what I'm not putting out there may be my proprietary information that I only share with my coaching clients. And so I had to sit back and I had to think because again, what is it that you do? So a lot of people, and I was talking to a young lady from my block, shout out to the fourth, but in the Bronx earlier, and I said, those people may know me in that space where I was in nonprofit management. So my heart wants to work with people and do certain things and that kind of thing. But I have a business background, which means that community service part is very important, but businesses have to make money. And so when I combine those two, is who I am. That's what I do, a lot of what I do. But now when you start getting down into exactly what is that, exactly what does that look like, I had to take a step back and say, you know what? I'm going to have to go back and reintroduce myself to some folks because I may slip a little bit and go into an area I ain't really supposed to even be in because I don't have that reminder right now sitting up there because my heart wants to go back and do community service, right? So now I have to be even more strategic about my community service work and then my other work. Okay, so let's go in here and have some fun because I want to see what y'all think I do versus what's the truth. Because I'm sitting there now going, all right, it's probably time. Forget, I have a bag to pack. I have a 6 a.m. flight, international flight that I got to go meet some investors and I think it's Dominican Republic tomorrow. And let me take a scale back and because I see I'm gonna have to redo some stuff, and it might be in time for all of this, you know, what's going on. I see Black Friday and everybody is starting to do this whole holiday and Christmas and man, I don't even know what holiday is coming up because I'm focused on what I got to do for 2022. And so let me get in here and see this. Someone says, everything you do, Tameka, you're teaching how to apply success strategies. Yes. Now, because I can't tell which Facebook user that is, can you tell more of how I do that? Because I teach. Yes, I do teach. And so, but I also do. And so I think that's the part that I realize I may be missing, because a lot of people know that I teach, but what is it that I do? And how does that relate to, how does that benefit you? Because if you meet me and we're sitting on a plane together, and let's say we decide, and this is strategy, of course, for first class, right? In first class, you just always talk to the person who's with you. You never know what's going on. But anyway, you meet me on the plane, we're sitting down, and immediately my head goes to, it's nice to meet the person next to me. Is this going to, is a conversation here going to benefit us being on this ride together? So if being quiet will benefit us, that's great. And there may be my next business partner sitting next to me. So what is it that this person does? And is that a connection for me? Gotta talk and find out. So I know that most of y'all know that community service side, and I like to help people and I like to teach. But what does that actually mean for you individually? Let's see what somebody says. I'm sorry, these little things are so small I can't see. I have been watching for some time, and I'm amazed every time we talk in person or watch your social media. I would say that you are a goat of all things business. I don't know who that is again, but I appreciate that. And I need to start ringing some more bells, because I do talk about sometimes about the things I've helped other people with. And I don't know that that's necessarily getting out the way I guess it should get out, because I think I'm going into a different phase. And all y'all know, I'm on track to have my 50th birthday party in the Dominican Republic and all of that. So my mind might be a little thing. I'm getting ready to turn 50. So I'm in that stage, guys, that is like, whatever. But I'm going to do a few things. So somebody else here says, you're a business coach. Yes, 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 yes. You help others build and start their businesses, create strategies, marketing plans. You do so much more, but I see this as your main thing. Yes, very much so. So I'm not sure who said that, but kudos, because yes, I am a business coach. And notice that the person did not say real estate coach, because I am a business coach, because real estate is a business. The people out here blowing this thing out, this pool, that's a business. Person who built that community back there, that's a business. So all things come into, and I learned this, part of the reason why I decided I wasn't going to be a medical doctor, because once they start doing some of it, that's for another time. But everything is a business. Nonprofit is a business, a church is a business, and I just love business. Now, the couple of things that I would highlight in that person said is like strategy. That is my thing. Business, that is my thing. Now, I'm not an ordinary business coach, so that y'all can understand, because I guess I don't be tooting my horn. I'm a 7-figure business coach. Okay? So, what that means is I know how to scale your business, and I'm not talking about, oh, you made $100,000. Oh, you made $200,000. Guys, when you hit 100,000 is when you realize 100,000 ain't no money. Okay, I'm gonna tell you again. For those folks sitting in the back, when you hit 100 grand, that's when you'll realize 100 grand ain't no money. So if you ever get an opportunity to sit down and partner or whatever, just understand that if you're doing 3 or 4 thousand a month, I'm getting you to where you got to be able to be at 40,000 a month. So I'm not just an ordinary type of coach, because ordinary and average ain't gonna get you nowhere other than sitting still and then realizing 10 years later that 100,000 is not going to get you where you necessarily need to be if you're trying to really make some moves. Because here's the thing, $100,000 and you'd have made 100,000, but you spent 90,000, you ain't do nothing. And so right now, go back and look at, if you made 100,000, how much you're spending on food and gas and all of those things. So if you didn't have a strategy to invest that, you couldn't scale that, then you really playing the I say the basic monopoly, the monopoly that my little nieces and nephews are gonna beat you at, because you're getting around that monopoly board, collecting that $200, avoiding jail, and hoping you don't land on anybody else's green or red so that you don't have to pay anything. Instead of going around getting that $200, leveraging it, and buying you some real estate so that when you go around, even if you land on it, you still good. Period. So trying to put it out there for some folks who play some Monopoly. But I'm like, I don't think folks really understand. They don't really understand. Sheila says, you're an investor, coach, mentor, builder, teacher, strategist, entrepreneur. Yes, all of that in one. And even more so, what do I do? Because again, what's most important is my doing. What is my doing going to do to help you? So if I'm not teaching you something that helps build wealth in your own family, I ain't doing shit. That's just, if I'm not teaching you something in your business that gets you from the person that's actually having to get up every morning and that you can actually run a business. So if people haven't told you guys, if your business can't run without you sitting there, what you got? If you have to pick up every piece of your business in order for it to run, you can't take 6 months off. You got a lot of work to do. And nobody's telling you that. I'm going to start telling folks. And I'm going to start having to show some folks. Hey, Marcel, how you doing? So yes, somebody said business coaching, real estate syndication, real estate broker services, to name a few. Exactly. More of the things that are needed. So what do? Teach those things so that those business owners and those people can understand they need succession plans in place. They need operations in place. They need to have a business that if they get sick, the business still runs and still can pay them. That's what's important. Yes, I broker deals on behalf of the tribe. Yes, because not everybody can move around. Not everyone has that ability. Perfect example. Someone in the tribe reached out, said, hey, I can't move the way everybody else moves because I have this going on, or whatever. I have $30,000. Okay. What can I do with that can advance me or whatever it is? All right. Take $30,000 we took in January and made them $100,000 by, what is this, November, when we looked at the numbers. $30,000 made them $100,000. Yes, broker and deals. Yeah. Thank you for that. Because again, I don't always think about what I do because I'm doing so much. Because again, remember that community service side? I'm trying to do stuff for the tribe and all kind of things like that. And I'm like thinking the other day, and I'm talking to, Yonda, who her sister Tiff just nicknamed her Lil John. And that's really what she is. But hyped and everything else. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, wow. As I'm listening to her, she's like, hey, I just added $1 million from the strategies you just showed me. And I'm going, well, if you got that part, where are the rest of the people? You know what? I need to keep talking about that because people got it messed up that I'm not sitting here doing nobody's average business. So let me get that on out there real quick. Because before I get into my year of, on my charge to getting to 50, I'm having a good time, but I still need to let a few folks know what's going on, because between that post today on the changes that this national organization has made once again that is not in favor for the real estate brokerage. And again, I'll say the average real estate brokerage, independent brokerage, people don't even see what's going on. So yeah, I have to be that person that can forecast and see what's happening. You know what I mean, guys? Says I'm clear on the 7-figure and that probably is one of the 7-figure folks who got to 7 figures. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you too, Eric. Says I appreciate, and I know the tribe sees a lot of what I do for others, but how does that benefit you? That's what you guys have to dig into. So I don't know who said I wish I met you 5 years ago, but you know me now. So use this exercise, because as I'm looking at it and I'm going, if people aren't clear that when I show up, if they don't have a direct thing of that person can move me from making $100,000 to 7 figures because I seen her do it with somebody else, and they don't make that connection, then I have some more work to do. Not necessarily how I initially thought I was going to do it a couple of days ago, but definitely going to change and focus. It's going to change the focus of how I position some other things in this next 30 days. So y'all be on the lookout for those changes. And I will tell you that it will mean today I am posting in all groups and most groups and on my main page. Here shortly, it won't be that way. I'll post individually in each one of the groups for the information that is directly going to benefit that group. So some of you here are hearing Talk to Tameka Tuesday, and I've heard you loud and clear. You want this to stay. I just normally don't always have where I'm seated to do it. However, I am going to make those changes so that Talk to Tameka Tuesday stays in the Be Niched group, the large group, and that Win has a separate message, because each one of these groups has just some different trainings and different needs going on. And you guys need to be able to look in and say, and be selfish about why you're there. And then also be able to make the connections you need to make, because I don't know if y'all haven't realized, time is not on your side. You're going to look up and another year has passed. We are in November. What did you get accomplished this year? Did you add another 100,000 to your brokerage? Did you add another 100,000 to your sales business, to your bottom line? Did you add another 500,000 to it? If you're answering no, did you add another door? Meaning, did you buy an investment property? Did you add 2 investment properties? If fears got you paralyzed, all of those kinds of things, if you did another year of that, you're not showing up. That means somebody doesn't know something that you're doing, because that also probably means you got some gifts and talents that some other people haven't figured out that you have, so they can come pay you to do it. Guys, I'm sitting here. I'm at this beach that you see in the back, but I have that green screen up or whatever. And I'm sitting here looking at all the jobs and people and everything else, and there is no reason. I don't know. There are people who are not doing this or doing that, but there are a whole lot of other people who are making a whole lot of money, and it doesn't matter what the economy is looking like. And there are even some of us who are saying, if I can make money here, I'm going to go make money in another country as well, and getting those doors open. So I'm just telling y'all, the next time y'all see me, I'll probably show up in a different space. I'm sure Wednesdays, I'm already telling you guys, you ladies who are here in that Win group, y'all will have your own time, because there's some other conversations we need to have. So if I'm only limited to talking to you once a week where I can really be in front of you, and have some real conversations, then I'm going to dedicate that time, because that community service I have to do, but this other leveling up of some other stuff that I want to do is going to happen. So I got to get all this stuff organized. And I'm normally fooling around on Facebook, but we're about to get it in. So hopefully you guys are doing the same thing, looking at, your plans for 2022. Hopefully you are staying ready so you don't have to get ready, and seizing opportunities as they put themselves in front of you. I got a call today from an international developer who said, "Hey, and I can't tell you the country just yet, but hey, I've already purchased the land. I just need your team to come out and help me develop it." Because, folks, whatever you do here, you can do anywhere. It's about abundance. Don't live from a scarcity mindset. So if I can do 2 developments in Florida, I can do 50 developments in Florida, or whatever it is that I'd like to do. So I'll talk to you guys later. I have spent some time, and I have another group that I have after this, Compass, and some of those are folks are graduating, so I won't see them for a while unless they're coming back next year or whatever. But guys, have a good Tuesday. The next time I will probably check in. Next week I'll be somewhere else, but have a great week. Make sure you shout out your businesses. Make sure people know what you do. If you've moved, if you've added on a product, don't ever think that you're posting too much, because these algorithms and everything else don't even allow us to see everything. So get like the rest of the companies and post as much as you can until you're tired. People need to see what it is you do and hear about your products and your services. Don't be secret CEOs. That doesn't work. I'll talk to y'all later, and I'll see you from the top. Always have a good one, guys. Bye bye.